I walked into the living room and found my parents and my brother Sam looking at brochures for a senior living community that was 3 states away from where I live. They didn't even look up when I entered, continuing to discuss the best options for my father's care as if I weren't the person who had been his primary caregiver for the last 5 years. I have spent every weekend and every holiday making sure my parents were safe and their house was maintained, while Sam only showed up once a year for a photo op. Seeing them make a life-altering decision about my father's future without even sending me a text felt like a total erasure of my existence. A cold, heavy weight of resentment settled into my stomach as I realized they viewed my years of labor as a given rather than a choice. My mother has always leaned on me for everything, but she has always deferred to Sam because he's the successful son who lives in the city. I realized in that moment that they had been having secret meetings for weeks, planning to move my father to a facility near Sam so Sam could feel like he was finally doing something. They didn't care that this move would cut me out of my father's daily life, or that it would isolate my mother from the only community she has known for 40 years. It was a calculated move to ease Sam's guilt at the expense of my relationship with my parents. The brochures on the coffee table looked like evidence of a crime, a quiet conspiracy to change the map of my life without my consent. I'm curious when exactly we were going to talk about this, or was I just supposed to show up and find the house empty one day? I asked, my voice vibrating with a cold fury that finally made Sam look up. He tried to tell me that they didn't want to burden me with the details, and that he was just taking some of the pressure off my plate. I told him that taking pressure off my plate involves helping with the grocery shopping, not moving our father across the country without a conversation. My mother started crying, saying she just wanted what was best for everyone. But I pointed out that everyone apparently didn't include the daughter who had put her own life on hold to keep them in their home. I didn't back down even when Sam started yelling about how much he was paying for the new facility, as if his money bought him the right to be a dictator. I told them that if they moved forward with this plan without a family meeting involving a neutral mediator, I would be stepping back from all caregiving duties immediately. I made it clear that I wasn't a servant they could just dismiss when a better option came along, and that my time and emotional labor had value. The shock on their faces was satisfying. They had become so used to my compliance that they never expected me to draw a line in the dirt. Sam ended up leaving the house in a huff, and my parents were left staring at the brochures in a silence that was finally honest. We ended up finding a local facility that provided the care my father needed while allowing him to stay near his friends and near me. Sam had to actually start contributing to the monthly costs instead of just making grand gestures from a distance, which he resented but eventually accepted. I learned that if you don't demand a seat at the table, your family will treat you like the person who just clears the dishes. I am much more vocal about my needs and my boundaries now, and I no longer allow Sam to dictate the family narrative just because he has a higher salary. My relationship with my parents is different now, more grounded in reality and less in my silent sacrifice. I am doing well, and I have finally reclaimed my weekends for my own life.